Welcome to Clo Time Cues, a podcast powered by Quick Loans Online that helps you with your financial and professional journey in 5 fast questions. We know that you're always busy during the day, and we're here to sum up all you need to know to accelerate your career growth and money mindset.
Hello everyone, I'm Mark, your CLO representative for today, and I'm excited to learn with all of you about the importance of taking care of our total well-being. So considering the challenging situation we have since the pandemic began, where we encounter several problems that have an impact on all aspects of our health, it's physical, mental, emotional, and financial, as well as moral, taking care of our well-being has become more important than ever. Productivity, success, and career growth is greatly affected by both employees and leaders' holistic health. And this is why our questions for today's episode will surely help give us perspective on the many ways we can practice taking care of our well-being in the workplace. For our 7th episode, we are lucky to have Ms. Lea Uy-Ungson, who is the Managing Partner of Haraya Coaching and a certified professional in the fields of transformational coaching and supply management with over 20 years of experience. Haraya Coaching is a company rooted in the wholeness of individuals and teams through coaching and learning. So they are now home to over 40 certified transformational coaches and psychologists and have already touched over 13,000 lives with more than 5,000 coaching hours and up to 3,000 learning hours. So it's a very impressive number. They are creating aliveness and recognizing potential since 2012. Welcome, Ms. Lea. How are you doing today?
Hi, Mark. Thank you for that generous introduction. Yeah, I feel great, and thank you for inviting me and being part of this great program, Mark.
Alright, so it's now time to answer our CLO time cues. Are you ready, Ms. Lea?
Yes, I'm ready.
For our first question, we often hear these days that the total well-being or the total wellness of a person is important. How would you define total wellness or total well-being, and what are its components?
Okay, Mark, thank you for that question. Yeah, and what I'll be sharing with you, Mark, no, it's not necessarily my definition, but I'll be sharing two sources when it comes to wellness and well-being definition along with its component. So let's start with World Health Organization. The way they define wellness and well-being is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely in the absence of sickness or ailment. So that's for the World Health Organization. Now there's also one coming from Berkeley Wellbeing Institute, wherein they said that experience of health, happiness, and prosperity when we talk about wellness. So this includes now having a good mental health, high life satisfaction, a sense of meaning or purpose or ability to manage stress. So those are the different components, no? So if you listen to that, Mark, no, when we talk about wellness, well-being, it's a simple word, but come to think of it, a lot of underlying components and factors in there.
So yeah, I agree. And there's such a misconception that when people hear about wellness and well-being, first thing that comes to mind is just health. But in reality, there should be focus not only health, but just of course mentally, socially, and financially. So those are all the components of well-being. So yeah, for our next question, why is it important to look after the total well-being of a person? I mean, what happens if there is one or more component of well-being that are neglected or let's say in crisis?
Mark, no? When you think about human beings, Mark, given our natural state to be in balance, so when one or more components of well-being is in crisis, no, meaning it's being challenged, then there will be imbalance, discomfort, conflict, or unsettling within, and that's where the stress starts creeping in. And just an interesting note that I want to share with you, Mark, no? Talking about stress, it's not really about not having stress, because there's a study that shows our brain needs a healthy amount of stress. So I just want to quote this coming from Heinz and Arnsten, no? They are authors of this learning and memory, that it says that a person that's subjected to low stress or stimulation or under stress has the same impact to one's well-being for those people or person who are subjected to overstress or overstimulation. So imagine that. So whether you are under stress or you're overstressed, it will have the same impact on one's well-being, meaning you will have to start to have impaired functioning. So what's happening there? Because in our brain, Mark, there are chemical, or what we call the chemical messengers. I'm getting technical, a bit technical here, Mark, but don't worry, I'll explain it as simple as I can. But imagine the neurotransmitters, or what we say, the hormone, the chemical messengers. So two hormones would be dopamine and this one, please excuse my pronunciation for this one, but there's something about norepinephrine. What's the term? Norepinephrine. So sorry for that. It's a tongue twister. But one is primarily associated with reward and motivation, which help us strive and stay focused. The other one is our body's fight and flight response too. So those chemical messengers, if you are under stress and if you are overstressed, those will now be in imbalance and it will cause impaired functioning for us. So what is this telling us? What's important is really finding the just right level. So the just right level of the balance will now give us that high level functioning, Mark.
I'm learning a lot of things right now. So it's like saying that what we need to achieve is somehow the management of the stress and not necessarily eliminating stress out of our lives. Yeah, really excited that I'm learning a lot of new things right now in the few questions that we had prepared for you. So I understand that it's really important. In the end, it's all about managing stress. Failure to do so, andun na yung productivity natin is affected, we're losing focus, and hindi natin natatapos yung mga dapat natin gawin. So yeah, that's one of the takeaway ko for this session natin. So now, moving forward for the third question. Now, as Coach Miss Lea, what are the most common causes of stress or distress among your clients?
Yeah, another great question there, Mark. No, I remember earlier that I shared with you that definition coming from World Health Organization. I just want to cite some data and report here from WHO, that in the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, the global prevalence of anxiety and depression really increased by a massive of 25%. So this is based on the scientific brief that was released by the World Health Organization. And the one major explanation for that increase is the unprecedented stress caused by the social isolation. So I don't know, Mark, but I believe that nobody was exempt from that. Remember, at the height of pandemic way back March of 2020, everybody, were not exempted from that isolation, so resulting from the pandemic. And this is now linked towards the constraint of people's ability to work. We're not able to go out. We're not having a hard time seeking support from our loved ones or our friends, or just being part and engaging in a community. So that loneliness, the fear of infection starts creeping in. And this is true for our clients, Mark, because at the height of pandemic, the common things that we're getting as a challenge and stress for them is the isolation, not being able to connect with people and their loved ones. And I'm sure the popular setting of boundaries, I'm not sure whether you experience that, the work from home, the study from home. Some of them would even say that I felt that I've been working longer hours during pandemic because there's no more boundary. Anytime you are logged into your laptop, anytime you need to answer your email, and not to mention that there's also the challenge around, lots of uncertainty, the fear and worries for your family and your health. And let's face it, there's also the financial aspect. A lot of business slowing down, shut down, or there are a lot of layoffs. So definitely the financial aspect, the stress is also heightened during that period.
So, when the pandemic started, it's safe to say that all of us are affected financially because most of us really had to stop working because the travel limitations and everything. So yeah. So as I also read from an article, these aspects of wellness works in tandem. A healthy mind is connected to a healthy wallet, and so forth. So yeah, moving forward for our fourth question. Now, so I would like to narrow in on the financial component of a person. I mean, most of us have experienced financial distress at some point in our lives, and how relevant is financial stress to the total wellness of a person?
Okay. Yeah, Mark, first before I zero in, no, in terms of its relevance, definitely it's relevant. But yeah, if we zero in on financial, I just want to qualify it that it's not an outright life area, no? Which others typically consider. Remember when we're asked, oh, what are the different life areas? Typically, financial will come in, no, as one of the life area.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's not really a life area, but more of an enabler. It is relevant because it supports and impacts a specific goal in our life. And that goal now is more aligned and targeted to life areas. For example, let's talk about health. So part of our goal, we want to maintain good health. We want to age gracefully, and we want to enjoy life to its fullest, right? For us to be able to do that, then there's a financial component around that one, because we need to eat healthy, we need to see our doctors, and everybody, all of those will entail investment on our end. Talk about family relationship. Example, we would want to create memories. I want to travel and spend vacation with my family. Spending vacation again would entail investment. So that's why what we're saying here is the financial aspect is more of an enabler. So talk about career, professional, education, all of those would require investment. So the impact, so what I'm saying here, Mark, is the impact is not the lack or less of money per se, but more of what dreams, goals, and aspirations cannot be fulfilled given the financial challenge. So primarily that's it, no? So it's really not a life area, but more of an enabler. Yeah.
Yeah. So from what you have just shared with us, being financially sound will enable us to manage the other aspect of our well-being. So that's health, social, and mental. Yeah, and on that note, I really do agree with you on that. So being financially sound really helps empower human transformation. So now we are down to our last question. What advice can you share to our audience who are currently under financial stress? So, I mean, what can they do to improve their situation?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mark. And you might find my response to you now interesting, because this is an opportune time for me to share what coaching is all about, Mark. No? As a coach, yun lang, sad to say, we don't give advice. No? It is based on the belief that every person is naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. Whole in the sense that person is not meant to be fixed. It's about harnessing and maximizing human potential. So what is it that the person already has within them, their inner resources? That's the one being drawn out, no, by the coach. So the way a coach helps given that belief is to just really partner with their client or with another person in a thought-provoking and creative process. So that's part of the definition of coaching, no? When you search up on International Coaching Federation, that's the biggest and leading organization of professional coaches around the world. So in lieu of advice, Mark, I will be leaving our listeners and you as well with some questions that you or that they may want to reflect on to gain better understanding of their current financial situation. And with that understanding and that awareness, it will now allow them to learn and act from it. So firstly, so some of the questions that you may want to reflect on would be, what specific goal are you aiming to achieve? So remember, I mentioned earlier that the financial component or aspect is not directly a life area, but more of an enabler. So let's go back first. What is this all about? So what's the goal around here for wanting to achieve something? Then what positive impact will that goal bring to our life? So in relation to that, so it's like, what's the importance of that goal in our life? And from there, let's ask ourselves, what resources are available right now for us to be able to fulfill or to enable that goal that we're setting for ourselves? And finally, what is the support that we need to achieve that goal? So again, I know instead of an advice, I gave you a number of questions there because again, that belief that the answers, is within us, and it's just really a matter of drawing that out at this point, at any point in time, Mark.
So I agree with you. Self-reflection is really one thing that all of us needs to practice in order for us to set the direction that we want to take. And thank you for all the sound advice that you have provided us. Thank you for sharing your knowledge on how important it is, the topic that we have discussed, well-being is, and as well as your amazing insight on the connection between health and functionality of a person. So surely I'm not the only one who had several realizations after the discussion. It's indeed imperative that we do not overlook our health to achieve our goals. So for companies who are interested, where can they find you and your services?
I thank you, Mark. Yeah, they may reach out to me via email. That's Lea, Lea.Ungson, UNGSON at harayacoaching.com, or they may just go directly to our website, which is www.harayacoaching.com. Yeah, so thank you, Mark.
Yeah, all right. So to our listeners, please take note of it if you wanted to reach out to the team of Miss Lea. So, and now that's a wrap. That was the 7th episode of QLO Time Cues. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcast to be the first to know when new episodes are up. So check out our other episodes on personal finance and career growth, featuring some of the country's leaders. For those who are curious about our quick loans online or want to send in questions related to career and finance, just send us a message in our social media page. It's on Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/QLO-Philippines. So that's QLO Philippines. And on LinkedIn, just search on us using QLO or Quick Loans Online. So that's it. See you guys in the next episode for more answers to your cubes.